What happens when a leader decides to see the truth from the ground up, only to stumble upon something they never expected? Let's dive into the story of Daniel, a determined and successful entrepreneur, and how one visit to his own retail store changed everything. Daniel Carter was a self-made man. He grew up in a modest home, worked his way through college, and built his retail business, Carter Goods, from the ground up. The store was known for affordable yet high-quality household items, and its slogan, "Made for You," resonated with families across the country. From a single store in a small town, Daniel expanded it into a chain with hundreds of locations. But as the company grew, he felt disconnected from the day-to-day operations. One morning, Daniel woke up with a nagging feeling. Don't forget to comment below and let me know where you're watching from. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for more amazing stories. He had been receiving glowing reports from his executives about the company's performance, but something felt off. He knew numbers didn't always tell the whole story, so he decided to visit one of his stores undercover. Without notifying anyone, he swapped his tailored suit for khakis and a hoodie, looking like any regular customer. His destination was store number 457, located in a bustling suburb far from corporate headquarters. When Daniel entered the store, the first thing he noticed was the smell of fresh coffee brewing from the small cafe in the corner. The shelves were well stocked, and the store looked tidy. He felt a sense of pride, but reminded himself that he wasn't there to admire. He was there to observe. Walking down the aisles, Daniel picked up a few items: a kitchen knife set, a set of towels, and a box of light bulbs. But something odd caught his attention. The customer service counter, which was supposed to have a smiling associate ready to help, was empty. A line of 3 customers stood waiting, looking increasingly frustrated. Daniel decided to step in line to see how things were handled. After waiting for several minutes, a young man named Justin finally appeared behind the counter. He didn't apologize for the delay or acknowledge the customers who had been waiting. Instead, he leaned against the counter and muttered, "What do you want?" in a tone that was more annoyed than helpful. Daniel watched as Justin dismissed one customer's request to return a defective blender, citing an unclear receipt policy. Another customer asked for directions to a specific product, and Justin waved vaguely toward the back of the store without looking up from his phone. When it was Daniel's turn, he smiled and asked politely, "Excuse me, could you help me check the price on this item?" Justin didn't even glance at the item. "There's a scanner over there," he said, jerking his thumb toward an aisle. Daniel was stunned. This was not the experience his company promised. He thanked Justin and walked away, his mind racing. He decided to explore further and see if this was an isolated incident. Daniel approached another employee, a middle-aged woman named Sarah, who was busy stocking shelves. Sarah immediately stopped what she was doing and greeted Daniel with a warm smile. "How can I help you today?" she asked. Daniel asked a few questions about the products, and Sarah patiently answered each one, even recommending alternatives and sharing tips. Daniel could see that Sarah genuinely cared about the customers and the store. Curious, Daniel struck up a casual conversation with Sarah. "You seem to know a lot about this store. How long have you worked here?" "Almost 12 years, Sarah replied, her face lighting up. "I love this place, the customers, the work. It feels like home to me, but to be honest, it's been tough lately. We're short-staffed, and some of the newer hires don't really care about the job. It's frustrating, but I do my best to keep things running smoothly." Daniel nodded, feeling a mix of admiration and sadness. Sarah's dedication was exactly what Daniel wanted to see in his employees, but Justin's behavior was a glaring problem. Daniel thanked Sarah and left the store, determined to get to the bottom of what was going on. Back at headquarters, Daniel reviewed employee records and customer feedback for store number 457. Sure enough, there were numerous complaints about rude behavior and poor service. Justin's name appeared in several of them. Daniel also discovered that Sarah had been recommended for a promotion multiple times, but had been overlooked due to budget constraints. Daniel realized that his company's rapid growth had created blind spots. Policies meant to streamline operations had unintentionally made it harder for dedicated employees like Sarah to succeed, while those like Justin flew under the radar. A week later, Daniel returned to store 457, this time as himself. He called a meeting with the staff and revealed his undercover visit. Justin looked uncomfortable, while Sarah and the others appeared curious. Daniel addressed the group, his voice steady but emotional. "I started this company with a simple idea: to make life easier for people. That includes our customers and our employees. But somewhere along the way, we lost sight of that. I saw a great dedication from some of you and behavior that doesn't align with our values from others. This is a wake-up call for me and for all of us." Turning to Sarah, Daniel said, "Your commitment and hard work haven't gone unnoticed. Starting today, you're being promoted to assistant manager. You've earned it." Sarah's eyes widened in surprise, and the room broke into applause. Then Daniel looked at Justin. "This company is built on respect for each other and for our customers. If you're not willing to embrace that, this might not be the right place for you. I'm giving you a chance to prove you can do better, but the choice is yours." Over the next few months, Daniel implemented changes across the company. He introduced better training programs, increased staffing levels, and created an anonymous feedback system for employees and customers. Justin, surprisingly, took the opportunity to improve. Under Sarah's mentorship, he became a more attentive and reliable employee. Daniel's experience reminded him of the importance of staying connected to the heart of his business. It wasn't just about profits or expansion. It was about the people who made it all possible. Thanks to one eye-opening visit, he was able to set things right, ensuring that both customers and employees felt valued and heard. Months later, Daniel made another unannounced visit. This time, he saw Justin assisting customers with patience and attentiveness. Sarah was leading the team with confidence. The store had transformed, and so had the culture. This experience taught Daniel that true leadership isn't about sitting in an office reviewing reports. It's about being present, listening, and taking action to ensure that the values of a company are truly lived out. His journey reinforced one powerful lesson: a company is only as strong as the people who believe in it. Over the next few weeks, Daniel made it his mission to visit more stores unannounced. He wanted to see if the issues at store 457 were isolated or part of a larger pattern. To his dismay, he found that while some stores thrived under passionate leadership, others struggled with disengaged employees and poor customer service. One evening, Daniel sat in his office, reflecting on his findings. He realized that simply implementing new policies wouldn't be enough. He needed to foster a culture where employees felt valued, empowered, and motivated to do their best. But how? The answer came unexpectedly during a conversation with an old friend, Michael, who ran a successful hospitality business. "Your employees are your company's foundation," Michael said. "If they feel invisible, they won't care about the job. But if they feel like part of something bigger, they'll go above and beyond." Inspired by this, Daniel launched a new initiative called Voices of Carter Goods. It was a program designed to recognize outstanding employees, gather feedback directly from store teams, and create open lines of communication between corporate and frontline workers. Sarah was one of the first employees featured in the initiative. Her story of dedication and perseverance was shared across the company, inspiring others. Employees were encouraged to share their ideas for improvement, and the best suggestions were rewarded and implemented. The impact was immediate. Customer satisfaction scores improved, employee turnover rates dropped, and stores that once struggled saw a remarkable transformation. Even Justin, who had once been indifferent to his role, became one of the store's top-performing employees, proving that with the right guidance, people could change. One day, months after his undercover experience, Daniel visited store 457 again. This time, he didn't need to go undercover. Employees greeted him warmly. Customers were engaged, and the energy in the store was entirely different. As he stood near the customer service counter, watching Sarah confidently lead her team, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This wasn't just about selling products. It was about building something meaningful, a company where people felt seen, heard, and valued. Before leaving, he approached Sarah. "How's everything going?" he asked. She smiled. "Better than ever. It turns out, when you treat people like they matter, they start acting like they do." Daniel nodded, taking in her words. Leadership wasn't just about growth and numbers. It was about creating an environment where people could thrive. As he walked out of the store, he realized that the greatest success of Carter Goods wasn't its expansion or its revenue. It was the people who made it all happen. And as long as he never lost sight of that, the company would continue to grow, not just in size, but in purpose. And so, Daniel's journey as a leader took a new direction, one built on connection, trust, and the understanding that true success isn't measured by what you build, but by the lives you impact along the way. And that's the story, my friends. I hope you found it as inspiring as I did. It's always a pleasure sharing these stories with you. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing how far these stories travel. And if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more incredible stories, insights, and lessons. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care and bye for now.